Hi everyone, David Lomax here with another Bright Space video. Today I'm going to try to tackle grades, and it probably won't be the be-all and end-all of grades videos, but I've been getting some questions from people who are setting up grades, and so I just thought I would try to narrate my way through me doing grades. Right now I have my eLearning Day School Quad 1 class, and what I have in another tab is my plan for what all the marks will be for this class. Right, I've got basically all my assignments listed and what percentage each one of them is. The way I do it, and I know this is not the only way to do it, not even necessarily the best, is all of my rubrics cover all of the achievement categories, such that if I cover them all equally, 25, 25, 25, 25, then each thing can just go into my gradebook and be part of the 70% or later part of the 30%. So anyway, that's all the stuff that I've got to do this. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on grades. And as you can see, as soon as I click on grades right now, it wants me to do the setup wizard. It's taken me right to where the setup wizard is available for me. And so I click on that, and it shows me in advance all the kinds of decisions that there are to be made. And once it's shown me that, what I'm then going to do is click start, and it calls this 7 stages. Okay, step 1 is where I choose weighted or points. I choose weighted because I like the way that it prompts me to make sure that everything adds up to 100%. I know that there are good points to be said for using points, but really I don't know it well since I've been using weighted. So I'm going to click continue here to the next decision that I have to make. And here's where I choose either calculated final grade or adjusted final grade. Obviously, sometimes we use our professional judgment to adjust grades. What I do is I show students calculated final grade for most of the semester, and maybe if I'm making adjustments at the end, I change that to adjusted final grade. I notice, by the way, that automatically released final grade is not available. I know my wife knows a way of making that available. Maybe I've got to actually enter a grade before that is available. I'm not exactly sure. She knows this better than I do. But nonetheless, I'm just going to click continue because I like calculated final grade for now. So there, step 2 taken care of. Once I've done that, it can drop ungraded items, or it can treat ungraded items as 0. I think you definitely want to have it drop ungraded items at the moment. Otherwise, every time you add in a new graded item, it's going to tell you that, or it's going to evaluate all of your students. If you haven't evaluated them yet, it's going to call it a 0 because it's ungraded. Maybe later on at the end you want to treat ungraded items as 0, or maybe you just want to put the zeros in for things that people didn't hand in. Again, professional judgment, and it's up to you how you are noting that. Note there is also this automatically keep final grade updated. I don't know why you wouldn't want that. Of course I want my final grade updated as much as possible. Every time I put in a new grade, I want that to be updated. So I'm going to click continue here. Not a lot of decisions to make so far. All right, now it says choose default grade scheme. I only seem to have one here. You can make your own schemes, particularly those of you who use different bins or who set the various different achievement categories separately and put things in for them separately. You may want to create your own grade schemes. That's probably a video for another time. So I'm just going to click continue right now because I'm using the percentage scheme that's in there. Now, number of decimal places to display is entirely up to you. I sometimes put 1 and I sometimes put 0. I never put 2 because I find it too teasing to the students, like a student who ends up with something 0.47. It just feels to them too mean, too cruel that it isn't being rounded up, because like 47 is so close to 50, and then .50 obviously gets rounded up, and so on. So I either put 1 or I put 0 for decimal places to display. In fact, I think I'm going to put 0 right now because then they're not teased at all. Brightspace will automatically upgrade .5s, and so I don't need to worry about it. Okay, I'm going to click continue. All right, so now it tells me what the student view display options are. This one is kind of important. The students want to, I think they want to view the points grade, sure, the weighted grade, the grade scheme symbol, and the grade scheme color. I like all of those things to be displayed. The color is quite nice. It has a spectrum on the marks, and so it shows that. And decimals displayed, it gives them the option of 2. I think this is for individual grades within a student's grade, and so maybe I'm going to give them 1 decimal place there. And number of characters to display for text items, they have it as 15. That sounds okay to me. Display final grade calculation to users. I like that. Like, it gives them, there's a little calculator display on their thing, and if they click on that, it shows them exactly how their grade is arrived at. And so it's nice and transparent for the students. I like that a lot. So I'm going to click continue now. And here I am at step 7, and basically at this point all that's left is for me to say okay. It shows me all of the decisions that I have made, and if I click finish, it's got that part of the setup done. Now, that isn't anywhere near the whole thing, right? Because I haven't actually got any grade items in there. And so I'm probably going to want to put some grade items in there. And so I think at this point I would click create a new grade item. And again, if I refer back to here, you'll see that I've got all kinds of things prepared. One thing is my students are going to do a grammar discussion. It's not as horrible as it sounds, please believe me. And that's going to be worth just 2% of their final mark. So if I go back into here, I think maybe I can set that up right now. That's going to be a numeric thing. Yeah, I look at all of this, and I think that's what I want. So I'm clicking numeric. And so now I can name it, and if I search back over here, I can see it is U1A2 grammar discussion. So I'm going to call it U1A2. That's Unit 1, Assignment 2. And my short name is going to be U1A2. And so as far as a category is concerned, I don't seem to have any categories. That's okay. And I'm going to set my maximum points at 100. And here's where I set the weight. I'm going to set the weight at 2. And the grade scheme is in the default percentage scheme. I could add a rubric on here, and I actually do have a rubric for this. So maybe I should. So I'm going to click Add Rubric. If you've already got the rubric in there, that's great. If you want to bring it in later on, of course you can. And there I've got U1A2 Discussion Rubric. I can click Add Selected. And then I think I can save and close. An interesting thing I think is going to happen here. When I go in here, it does tell me final calculated grade sums to 2%, not 100%. So obviously I need to add in all my other things as well. And while I'm on this, maybe there's one more thing I can show here as well that might also be helpful. I'm going to go away from grades and I'm going to go into discussions. When I go into discussions, you can see that I do indeed have a grammar discussion in here, all prepared, and I can click. So I click the little down chevron to see that, and I can click Edit Topic. And I can look at all of this stuff. Oh, look, there's an assessment tab. Everything else I've set up now, but that assessment tab, there's something interesting. And I can choose a grade item. Oh, I thought that would be available for me in there. And I may have done something wrong here, guys. And so I may have set up something wrong in the previous one. I'm not sure. So maybe to do this, I need to set up a new grade item. I'm a little stumped. I'm going to have to figure it out. Please don't let this be a discouragement. I don't know if I'm going to post this video. I think I am because I want to show that I don't have a perfect command of this in any way. All right, so I kind of got you set up on grades. I can also help people with grades if you ask any questions. That's it for now. Thank you for watching, listening, and tuning in. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. You do not need to hit like and subscribe. That is ridiculous. You should probably stop listening to me now. I'm just